Hello, my name is Marie Merritt. I've been a personal trainer for over 20 years. I own a personal training studio and I am a national board certified health and wellness coach. I have these conversations a lot with people, and I really wanted to bring it to all of you, for whomever might find this helpful, that as a society, we're so used to chasing quick fixes, and we do like instant gratification. I do. I mean, anything that requires effort, ultimately, it's more worth doing, in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm still a human, and I do like something quick and easy. And then whenever it comes to our health and wellness, we really should stop chasing those quick fixes. It's not something that is going to last. I know the temptation behind wanting quick results is very real, and I can have kindness and compassion for that. And if you want something that is truly life-changing, then that is going to require work. It's going to require effort. It's going to require really mastering the basics or the fundamentals, just like you would if you were learning a sport. Ideally, you're going to learn the fundamentals of that sport first before you try to optimize your performance, right? Without the fundamentals, we can't optimize anything. We're not going to be able to do it. So whenever it comes to health and wellness, instead of chasing these quick fixes and what supplement do I need to take, or having the one thing that is going to be the answer to your entire world's problems, right? Understand that it is very multifaceted, and we are ultimately, we're the culmination of our behaviors on a day-to-day basis. So as I break it down for you, if you have questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. You can comment on the video. If you hate it, I know that I'm going to upset a lot of people. Don't really care, but I do know that at some point, if somebody watches this, I hope that there is one thing in here that you can walk away with to help you live a healthier life. Right? And ultimately things, and this is coming from somebody who owns a personal training studio, the gym and all of these health hacks or health tips and all of it is really to give you the freedom in life to be able to do more of the stuff that brings you joy, right? Because a life without joy, is it really worth living? Probably not. So if you can have the freedom and movement, and you can have a strong, capable body, and you have behaviors that are in place that can keep you consistent, and that you know that you can rely on it, especially whenever sometimes life hits the fan, right? You want to know that you have these behaviors and these things in place so you're not trying to figure it out on the other side. Far too often people come to me and they say, I wish that I had done this earlier, or I wish that I had done this when. And what I want to know is why wait until something happens, or until you get medical results that aren't ideal, right? Like, let's get these basics in place and let's start working on them to make sure that you can see some like long-term sustainable change that gives you the life and the freedom that you want in your health and your fitness, right? Because health and fitness kind of go hand in hand. But basics, by the fundamentals, I'm talking your sleep hygiene. Okay, that's number one. Without sleep, our body can't repair, it can't heal. We're also in a culture where everybody's like, I'm so overworked, I'm tired. I was one of them. I had to teach myself how to sleep, and it took me a few months to get it down, and I'm still not awesome at it all the time. I still make mistakes, but I try my best to make sure that I am at least getting the basics of sleep down. So the basics of sleep, you want a consistent schedule, right? Everything that we do, regardless of what it is, and everything in life, consistency is key. If I had a magic pill, I would name it consistency. I've made that joke for years. Some people don't find it funny, but consistency is what works. So you want a consistent sleep schedule. You want to go to bed at the same time, or really close to the same time every single night. And you want to wake up at the same time every morning. Consistent, even on the weekends. I know, this is where I lose fans. Even on the weekends, we are still going to bed and waking up at the same time, right? So consistency in your sleep schedule. Having a pre-bed ritual, awesome. Right? We want those pre-bed rituals. That could be something like, I'm doing some stretching, I'm going to read a book, I'm going to take a hot shower. Of course, please brush your teeth before you go to bed. Oral hygiene. Gotta have it. Gotta keep the teeth nice and in your face. So whatever that routine is or that ritual is, keep it the same every single night, or try to. Okay. So consistency is key in your pre-sleep routine. That's that 30 to 60 minutes before bed should be exactly the same every single night. That will signal your brain that says, yo, it's time to sleep. Okay. Now from there, the doom scrolling in bed, it's got to stop. Screens in the bedroom are a no-no. They're both a no-no for your sleep and for your sex life. Fastest killer to sex life. Sit down, lay in bed, put on a TV show. No more sex life. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're limiting screen time. Ideally, we're cutting those screens off an hour before bed. And ideally, the screens aren't even entering your bedroom. I know that I use my phone as an alarm, so I will walk in with my phone alarm already set. I plug it in and I put it away. I don't look at it. I'm not doom scrolling at night. Okay, now for the atmosphere of sleep. The atmosphere, you want it cool and you want it dark and you want it quiet. Think cave, right? I'm in a cave. It's cool, dark, and quiet. I use a little sound machine. I play rain at night. That helps me personally. And it allows me to not focus on noises that could be happening in the house, if the animals are making noise, whatever that is. Or the ice machine. I can hear the ice machine from like 3 houses down. So I like to listen to noise. It's kind of a white noise in the background. My ideal sleep temperature is 68 degrees. There's a lot of research around 65 to 68 degrees. That's kind of the ideal sleeping temperature. Some people use blackout shades. I do not, but my room is still dark. And then whenever the sun makes its way kind of up in the morning, that signals my brain to wake up, because I think with blackout curtains, I think I would still wake up, but I don't know if I would for sure. But cool, dark, quiet, consistent time, no screens before bed, no screens in the room. Other not so popular idea, a lot of people really will overconsume caffeine and they'll consume it too late in the afternoon, and then they wonder why they're not sleeping or why they can't go to bed until a certain time. And it's like, okay, well, you're jacked, you're cranked up. So ideally no caffeine after 2 p.m. And I'm a huge advocate for athletics and moving your body and being active, and those adult recreational leagues that has a game that starts at 10 o'clock at night. It's like a kiss of death on any sort of getting a good night's sleep. I know whenever I used to play soccer, I would have a game late and I would get home and I would be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to lay down, I'm going to go to sleep. And then all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, I'm going to kick a ball. And I would kick myself off the bed. So not ideal. Super strenuous activity is not ideal before bed. You want something that's a bit more calming. Okay, so now that we have the basics on sleep, pick one of those items, work on that. Okay. Number 2, physical activity. As much as I love the gym and I love lifting and I love working out, not everybody has access to that. You do have a body and you can use it. But if you are completely deconditioned, completely untrained, start with something simple like, I'm going to go for a walk after I have dinner. It positively impacts your glucose levels. For people who are type 2 diabetic, it can actually help their bodies start to regulate their sugar levels. So go for a walk after you eat. It'll help you digest your food. It can be 10, 20 minutes. If you have a very busy life or you live in an area where you don't feel safe enough to go walk outside or you don't have access to a treadmill, you can walk around your house. You can do some squats. You can do push-ups off the counter. You can do different things to move your body in a way that help you know that, hey, yes, I have a body, I can use it, I can move it, because muscles, in my opinion, are the most pure form of, if you don't use them, you lose them. They're very energy expensive to maintain. That's like a whole separate spiel of conversation, but you do want some sort of movement, especially as we continue to age our bodies. I don't want to be the person that's shuffling around. I want to be able to use my body for as long as I can, because being able to move my body brings me joy. And being able to be active and be strong and all of that, that's really just, all of these habits and things that are in place are just tools that allow me to live a life that bring me joy. And I believe that life should have a lot of joy in it. So move your body. If you feel like 10 to 20 minutes is too much at a time, or an hour is too much at a time, break them up into exercise snacks. That could be 5 to 10 minutes of movement, just moving your body, exercise snacks periodically throughout your day. They do add up. Those minutes add up. They are not for nothing. And if any gym bro or any young person who's like, oh, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. No, we don't. No, we don't. And not everybody has access to a safe training environment. Not everybody can afford it. So you have a body, use it, work with what you have available to you. And at first, start simple. You don't have to go crazy. You can make progress that way. And that progress continues to build, especially once you start getting those behaviors in place. Okay, now nutrition. This is a hot topic. There's a lot of conflicting information on the internet. Again, everybody wants to know how they can optimize something or what supplements do I need to take. And I'm like, okay, well, if you're not actually eating good nutrient-dense foods, why are you spending all of this money on the supplements that are going to fix you? And then careful who you take nutrition advice from online, because if they're giving you nutritional advice and then they're like, here's this supplement or this magic pill, put it down, because they're really just trying to sell you some shit. And I'm not a huge fan of that. Do I take vitamins? Yes. Do I take them consistently? Sometimes. And then sometimes I don't. And ultimately, I'm trying to get what I need from my food. So nutrient-dense food. Eat your fruits and vegetables, right? There's fiber. We need it. Less than 10% of the population, at least in the United States, doesn't get enough, or less than 10% of our population eats enough fiber. So then you think about like 90% of our population is not getting enough fiber. Oh my God, right? So if you're getting like 25 grams of fiber a day, awesome. If you're most people that I work with, whenever they come to me and I look at their food, they're getting like 10 to 12 grams of fiber a day, and then we have to work on that. People aren't drinking enough water. Rule of thumb there, 1/2 to 2/3 of your body weight in ounces of water. You can eat your water too. Things like fruits and vegetables have water inside the cell walls of the plant. So our bodies will absorb the water out of that. If you hear somebody say that we don't need water, again, run. We need water. And the people who are like, oh, the water in coffee doesn't count, or the water in tea doesn't count. Now, granted, yeah, caffeine is a diuretic, and so like it's going to take a little bit more water to negate some of that diuretic effect, but that water still counts. I can't say that it doesn't. Our bodies are, in my opinion, supremely intelligent. They will get what they need out of the things that we are putting in. And if we're not putting in good nutrient-dense things, our bodies will start having a lot of deficiencies, and then their, inflammatory markers and all sorts of that other stuff can start to increase. So just make sure you're eating your fruits and vegetables. Make sure you're getting your protein in. The proteins are building blocks for muscle and tissue repair. Protein is not an energy source unless our body is converting it from our own muscle tissue, and then it can convert it into glucose, but that's again me getting science nerdy. Carbohydrates are not bad. Carbohydrates are plants, right? So your fruits, your vegetables, your grains, beans also have fiber, and then they also have protein. So that's a pretty good energy source there. And it's good for tissue repair. I'm a big fan. I do eat rice. I do occasionally eat pasta. I am not somebody who is going to cut out food. The only thing that I try to limit, and this is really just for me personally, I try to reduce the amount of added sugar I have, because having nerve damage, I notice that whenever I'm having a lot of sugar, if I eat too many cookies, my nerve pain goes up. And so for me personally, it just works better if I'm not consuming a lot of added sugar. That being said, I'm not demonizing. There's no such thing as a good or bad food. Food does not have a moral compass. There are people who can talk a lot in that space, but you want to make sure that you are getting nutrient-dense food. And so if you're not eating fruits and vegetables and you're not getting fiber, that would be where I would start. If you're not drinking any water, okay, again, another good starting point. And then making sure, of course, that you are getting in every single meal, you are getting carbohydrates, you're getting fats, and you're getting proteins. You want to make sure that you're not eating things that have been highly processed and changed and manipulated from too many states. Again, if somebody's like, oh, don't eat these things, but here, buy this bar or this shake or this other thing. Again, they're just trying to sell you some shit. They're not trying to help you reach a better level of health. I can go into more detail. If you have specific questions on nutrition, I can break it down and go into more detail. But general rule of thumb, you want to keep it as close to its natural source as possible. And then I understand that food deserts do exist. And that's where fortified foods do have health benefit, because if you don't have access to fresh produce, Getting a cereal or something that is fortified with extra nutrients is going to help meet some of those nutritional needs. So I would rather you have food than no food. I would rather you have something that is going to give you some vitamins and minerals and nutrients because our bodies need them. So nutrient-dense food, we have physical activity, we have sleep. And then the other side of it, we want to make sure that what we're doing is really picking 1 to 2 things that you can start doing on a normal basis. You can add it in slowly. Don't try to overhaul your entire life. That's where a lot of people fail. They're like, I'm going to do this thing, and then they're miserable, right? Because they're either going too hard, they're eliminating too many things, they've sucked all of the joy out of food. And I believe that food should have joy in it. It's a way that we connect with people. It's a way that we connect in different cultures. I want to make sure that you're still able to live a life that's full of joy, and you're able to improve your health and your well-being. So if you have questions, please reach out to me. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on social media, Marie Merritt Coaching. That's MERRITT. My website is mariemerrittcoaching.com. If you're interested more in the training side, my personal training studio is Momentum Fit, and our website is getmomentumfit.com. But I am here as a resource. I would like to help people, as many people as I can, be able to take control and take that ownership of their health and their well-being without feeling like they're being inundated with a whole bunch of information that doesn't help them, right? So if you have any questions, please reach out, comment, you can repost it, you can share it, you can reach out to me, and I will do my best to answer the questions you have. And if I don't have the answer for you, I will connect you with somebody who does. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you pick at least one thing from this video to take action on, preferably today. And if not today, pick a day that you're going to start and stick with it, because once you keep that commitment to yourself, that's your brain says, hey, I know that I can rely on me to do the things that I say I'm going to do. But start small, be consistent, take action, take control of your health and well-being. And then if you have a doctor who's trying to tell you that you need to do a 500 calorie a day diet, challenge that. Challenge them, advocate for yourself, advocate for your health and well-being, and I will be here.